once again, welcome back to the SeatStory Cup number 3 here. Now with me, Alish.
Hey man, what's up? How you doing?
Thank you, I'm doing fine. You too?
Yeah, I'm just chilling.
Still happy about advancing yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice job yesterday in your group. And today we are here with another group, and it's the decider match already that's coming up. It's the last match of the group, and we got Firebat, the reigning world champion, going up against Faramir. And Faramir already was able to win against Firebat in the first match that they had today, and now they are facing off again. So it's going to be very interesting to see if that score, the 3-1 victory for Faramir, can be repeated once more.
I mean, definitely. Also, what's going to matter in this, I think, are the bans similar as in the first game?
The bans are similar. Firebat banned once more the Hunter by Faramir. And as I already explained, everybody is banning the Shaman Firebat plays because RDU had some great success with that. And yeah, so the bans are similar, the classes are similar as well.
Obviously.
So actually the result should be 3-1 again, but we know it's Hearthstone, so anything can happen.
I mean, definitely, it's not going to be just 3-1 exactly the same way. I mean, the queue matchups that can go in the first game is going to be really important and stuff like that. So I'm definitely looking forward to this game. Both of those players are really, really well known. Both of those players are really, really good. So I'm expecting really good matches.
Exactly, and we see Faramir starting with his warrior, and he runs into the paladin of Firebat. So I would definitely give the edge here to Firebat because the paladin is heavily favored against the warrior.
Definitely. I mean, what's going to really go wrong here in this matchup is that you just go for Master of Battle into Quartermaster and just snowball out of the control, which we see is probably not going to happen right now because we don't see any of those cards right now in the opens. But Firebat's hand is really good. You have Harrison Jones, you have Double Shredder. Those cards are really important against, for example, Warrior, because Warrior has problems with a lot of minions. They don't really have AoE apart from Brawl.
Exactly.
So if you put a lot of pressure on board and then you also steal the weapon, that might be a problem.
Also for the late game, the big game hunter is already available in Thorison. Also a nice turn 6 drop, maybe following up that turn 5 Harrison if it comes to that point.
And then you have the boom.
Yeah, that's a crazy curve lining up here for Firebat, and also with the coin into the Shredder on turn 3, turn 4 the next Shredder. Faramir on the other hand can just go for a shield block here. He draws into the second Fiery War Axe, so that's pretty nice for him. Even though you might think about Sludge Belcher next turn because it fits the curve and it trades pretty well against what's on the board. But
yeah, I would be surprised not to see the Belcher here, to be honest. I mean, he can go for Fiery War Axe and hope he gets 2-1 minion from
there you go, be surprised.
I'm surprised, to be honest. But Firebat is probably gonna follow this up. He can follow, he can wait with the Harrison Jones for Death's Bite, but I would doubt it. Usually you just it fits the curve, right?
Yes.
You don't really have anything else to play. Might as well just steal the weapon, draw a card.
And you draw a card, and it all because of the curve and another card for Emperor Thorison that gets decreased in its cost. It's just so great. But wow, Faramir also has an Emperor Thorison here, so that's also really going well for him.
Yeah.
But Harrison Jones is probably gonna trade that away easily.
What is good going? What's going good for Faramir is that he plays Ysera. Ysera is actually quite really good against Paladin. Paladins usually don't really have ways to deal with it.
Well, equality and owls.
Yeah, equality. But I mean, even though if you owl it, it's still 4/12 body.
Exactly.
So really, only possible way to kind of get rid of it is the equality, and we don't see that right now. But as we said, Paladin is putting up pressure on board. Even though Faramir kind of stopped it for a little bit, but we see the consecration there in his hand, right? We see True Solar Champion. We see there's so much stuff that the Firebat can play right now.
Exactly. You could go for True Silver Champion Consecration if you wanted to keep your piloted Shredder on the board.
I like
Even though you don't play the Dr. Boom here as we expected before, it's still very nice to deal with the board, and it's the perfect board clear.
Oh, definitely. I mean, right now there's going to be Consecration and following up with Ysera from Faramir, and it's going to be really interesting what Faramir actually gets as a dream card. Because if it's going to be something like Ysera Awakens, it can change a lot of stuff. So
Exactly. Ysera Awakens definitely the best card you can get out of Ysera. There we go. It's just a laughing sister.
Yeah. Faramir is probably not really happy about that. I mean, there were some cards that were much better than Laughing Sister right now.
On the other hand, Firebat does not have any way to remove Ysera right now, but he is putting on so much pressure that Faramir already dropped down to 16 HP, and he can just go on to do exactly the same he did all the time. That Laughing Sister is not gonna change anything, and as Faramir, you want to...
This might be Brawl. This might be Brawl.
This might be Brawl, even though you want to keep your Ysera on the board. And by losing that, you lose a lot, but you have to, because he's really pinned against the wall.
I mean, you definitely kill the Shredder first, just so there's one less minion on board, no matter what. So if he goes for the Brawl, I wouldn't suspect killing the Shredder first. But, I mean, what else can you play? You can also play Laughing Sister before you Brawl, just so we have one more better outcome, but the chances are not really getting better that much.
Yeah, you could have also thought about the Cruel Taskmaster, take out the Silver Hand Recruit, something like that to increase the chances. But like that, it's a bomb that stays on the board, and one bomb hits for 2 to the face.
I mean, the board, like, the bomb was kind of middle outcome, right? You had Dude, double bomb, and like some small minion, then you have Boom and Ysera. So
yeah, you had Succubus and Dr. Boom, so that was one of the best things to happen here for Firebat. Faramir, on the other hand, just goes for his own Death Bite, so equips a weapon for himself. Firebat now plays Loatheb on the board and probably will follow that up with...
I think he can just play the Adult Peacekeeper, to be honest, just to put more pressure on board, right? Like, he already seen the Brawl.
Exactly.
Warriors don't play more than one Brawl usually in this meta.
And you're really shutting down the spells with Loatheb, so...
Exactly. I just wanted to say that I would like to actually Firebat to hit with his weapon, because he has a Master for Battle next turn. So he actually, you know, could maybe get one more damage in. But he decides, like, not to. That's actually correct, I guess. Maybe not, because he wouldn't be able to do this straight otherwise, so...
Okay, let's calculate now. I don't think this is enough damage, so he has to go for the Big Game Hunter on Alexstrasza here.
Yeah, this guy probably BGH. I really want to see the attack with the weapon. Just to play, like, not only around the Harrison Jones, but I mean, you kind of want to get that one more damage. That one more damage might be important next turn that he would do with the Master for Battle if he needs it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we see the attack with the weapon. I like that. And no, like, there's nothing stopping him, right, from attacking. The Alexstrasza was already played. Now he also plays around the Harrison Jones and stuff like that, which I really like. So what Faramir does here, it's like pretty tough. I guess he needs to clear somehow the board. Hopefully the bomb hits for 1. Then he armors up Shield Slams. Probably even execute.
Yeah, you have to execute here.
The bomb.
Wow, hitting for 4 to the face.
And that's the game right now.
Yeah.
We see the Consecration, we see the Master for Battle, that's 5 damage already. And Faramir is only with 4 health left, so this is gonna be the game going for Firebat.
Exactly, so Firebat, after losing the first match between those two players, he even draws into the True Silver Champion, by the way. Well, after losing the first match, he now starts out the second match with a victory for himself, and that's maybe setting up some momentum for him. And maybe he will now close out the series for himself. He's definitely doing the first step into that direction, and one with his Paladin. What's left for Firebat is a Mage and Hunter, and Faramir still has everything available. The Paladin, the Druid, and the Warrior.
I mean, the Hunter, if it's face, as I would kind of expect.
No, Firebat plays a mid-range Hunter.
Mid-range Hunter. Then it's really good against Druid, and it's actually pretty decent against Warrior as well.
It's pretty good against Warrior. It's decent against Paladin, I would say. So Firebat also goes for the Hunter here.
Yeah, I like that. Like, I mean, none of those matchups are really bad. So going for Hunter is going for your best, win rate ratio, kind of. So going with that is pretty smart, I think. Let's join back into the game right now. Spectator mode hype again. Yeah,
spectator mode hype. You can't stay in the queue. Sometimes the players are a bit too quick, so we have to rejoin here. And there we go. Still, we can already see the Savannah Heim and the Sludge Belcher and the Dr. Boom lining up in Firebat's hand. That are some of the crucial cards you want in that matchup. He even gets the Huffer. He was a bit unlucky with that before. He did not really get the Huffer out of his Animal Companion. And there's nothing for Faramir to contest that.
Unless the Armor Smith comes out.
Unless the Armor Smith comes out.
Top deck, a little bit small top deck, but the second
Wow,
Animal
second
Companion
Huffer.
is huge. I mean, if you get Huffer or Misha, yeah, both of those are huge right now. So Firebat actually can do some damage. He's protected his Huffer with the Misha, and Faramir doesn't have a way to deal with it. I mean, he needs to take 4 damage from Misha. He sags his Armor Smith, but he still leaves the Huffer on board, which is like huge damage, so that it's going to come out from
He is
Firebat.
taking so much damage. So luckily for him, it's a mid-range hunter and not a face hunter, because right now, by taking so much damage, the face hunter would easily close that game out.
I'm actually not even sure. Like, to be honest, I would rather just play against face hunter, even at this point. Like, even at this point where you just leave the Huffer on board, because what's going to come out next, right? He's gonna weapon up. He's gonna play Belcher into Savannah High main, into Dr. Boom. I would like to be in Warrior's place right now.
Yeah, but not exactly with that hand. Well, you're getting into the late game where you can play your Shield main, your Savannah's Windrunner, which is very good against a mid-range hunter. But oh, the Deathbite coming a turn too late.
Yeah, that's why it would be really really good last turn. So probably, I mean, he can even go for a low tap if he
Exactly,
feels like
that
it.
was what I was thinking as well, because it represents more damage on the board, and you're putting on so much pressure. You're really heavily putting Faramir here into a bad spot, so going for low tap here is definitely a nice choice. Oh, but that Harrison
is
Jones.
interesting. I mean, I feel like he kind of has to go with it. Sylvanas doesn't do anything, Shield Maiden doesn't really do anything, so Harrison Jones is probably the best play
Well,
here.
he also could go for the Shield Maiden, I guess, because it gives you 5 armor and trades with the Lothar, but Harrison Jones draws you another card and trades way better with Lothar, but you also prevent 3 damage from the weapon, or 6 damage if it gets another charge. But now Firebat is doing what the mid-range hunter does best. He's placing his Savannah High mains against the Warrior, and yeah, Faramir is really facing here a very strong board by Firebat.
I mean, the Shield Maiden, Shield Slam does it quite better a little bit, but there's gonna be still one small hyena on board, you know, and the pressure is gonna be coming on afterwards again. Like you have into Dr. Boom, which is gonna be countered by the BGH.
That's very fortunate here for Faramir. Without that BGH, he would be in such big trouble.
Yeah, this is Dr. Boom. Dr. Boom is so strong here, but I like the Hunter Smart here, because you cannot really want not to contest Dr. Boom from your opponent unless he has a BGH, right? So this is pretty smart. The 2 damage is not that important at this point.
And even though Faramir still
is
has...
kind of stabilizing, to be honest.
Yeah, he's stabilizing, but on 13 HP, it's still looking grim, and those bombs are definitely going to deal some damage or take out the big game hunter. It's going to be close.
It's going to be definitely close. I mean, we see another Shield Maiden in the Faramir's hand, which means there's going to be more health for him to work with. We see Sarah, which is not really that important at the moment, but might be important in the future. But this bomb for like 6 damage, those bombs are pretty important, to be honest.
That was very crucial here to deal 6 damage with those bombs, and now Firebat saturates the board, puts on the board whatever he can, a Mad Scientist, a buffed up Web Spinner, and the Houndmaster.
Yeah, the Houndmaster, we'll see what Web Spinner gets him, but the Houndmaster did pretty much just like
King
more
Crush.
damage for him.
Oh no, it's just a young Dragonhawk.
Yeah, Dragonhawk, it's not gonna do much, but I mean, better than nothing, I guess.
But if we do see a kill command now, it would be game.
It would be game. There's no kill command in Firebat's hand, though. Pilot Shredder, Sludge Belcher, I guess you can even trade. The thing is, what traps does Firebat play, right? If he plays
just
Snake,
plays 2 freezing traps.
2 freezing traps? Is it even worth to kill the Belcher then?
Well, I was thinking about it the same way, but now you get around that Belcher, and if the slime attacks, Faramir will have to use additional mana to play the slime again, so maybe can't use his hero ability.
I guess.
So that's like 2 damage to the face, if you want to see it like that. And there we go. Shield Maiden is played together with the slime as a taunt.
Web Spinner is not gonna really help, though. So we'll probably just see Freezing Trap, kill the slime, put everything on board, hero power, and just go face.
Well, I would even think about that freezing trap a bit longer than Firebat did here, because you don't want the shield main to get back to the hand. Well,
the thing is, like, you have how much damage right now on board, right? You have 7,
Yeah.
9, 10 damage on board plus hero power.
So if it leaves
you
and
give him
comes
Shield
back
Maiden,
for...
if he just plays Shield Maiden hero power, you just win, right? So
Exactly.
there is no really point not to.
And there he goes.
And this should be game, right? 7, 9, 10, 12. Yeah, that's exactly lethal. So Firebat wins the game too, as well. Yeah, Faramir sees it, and 2-0 for Firebat. I mean, Faramir lost the first game when they played against each other, or like first match.
Faramir won the first match,
Oh, Faramir
3-1.
won for 3-1. Okay. So Firebat is getting his revenge right now.
Yeah, totally. Firebat on a hot streak. And they started once again while I was crossing out the classes. We can see Faramir go to the Paladin against Firebat on the mage. It's a mech mage, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, for Faramir, it's going to be really hard right now because Firebat has a mage, which is really, really strong against Druid. It's decent against Paladin. It's like decent against Warrior. It's not too great against those classes. But the important matchup is going to be a Druid, right? Like, Faramir is gonna have a really hard time winning Druid versus Mage, so...
Exactly, I totally agree with you, but also this is winnable for the mech mage. The mech mage can actually win every single game, because if you have a nice draw and going up here against the Paladin, we might have some technical issues though.
Yeah, seems like Firebat has some problems right now, so we will wait it a little bit. We are not going to talk about the cards right now because they can hear us, so we'll just chill. And I'm going to ask you, how was your day today?
Oh, my day was great. I hope your day was also great. I was waking up at like 12 o'clock.
That's pretty good.
And then I instantly came here. And I just hear it's a regame. I've been casting all day, and what's better than casting all day?
True.
I really enjoy it with all the good games we have today, and with such nice co-casters. I really love casting with you, by the way.
Thank you.
I really love to cast with all those different players and to get their thoughts on the game, because every player thinks so differently about the game, and sometimes I like to do the risky matches, sometimes I like to do the safe plays, and there are some players like Number Guy who always takes his chances, and that's very nice to talk to him.
I mean, Number Guy is like a really, really good RNG, right? I mean, getting the Shredder from me, getting Doomsayer from my Shredder.
Oh yeah, that was between you two guys.
Getting Gorhowl from Blacktron.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so he has a really good RNG against me.
Yeah, it's also, we were playing Hunter together. He was watching me while I was playing a bit of Hunter, and he was like, okay, now you just have to draw into quick shot kill command. What? Really? That's the plan here? To be so lucky?
I mean, like, okay, so you play Misha here, right? You don't play Animal Companion, you play Misha. Stuff like that. Okay, so seems like we're going back into the game. The technical difficulties were solved.
Can already join here.
So this is gonna be Paladin against Mage, as it was before.
Yes, and we're jumping into game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready to see Firebat against Faramir. And wow, Faramir prepared with the Kazan Mystic. Very nice card here. And he even keeps it. The Firebat hand looks pretty much the same. He has the Neutron and the Snow Chugger. And now also
Mech Warper.
The Mech Warper.
The Mech Warper, one of the most important cards in this matchup.
Faramir, on the other hand, he has double shield minibot to contest the early game, so he also has some pressure on the board. But we will see how it all plays out.
And this is a really strong play from Firebat. I mean, as a Paladin, you cannot contest this Mech Warper. You can't kill it turn 1. Like, there's no possible chance you can kill it. So this is a really smart play from Firebat here.
And
he
now
just
like that,
the minions.
That's such a nice board. We will see the Infinite Freeze by the Snow Chugger come down, and Tinkertown Technician is available. That's a perfect turn 3 follow-up here. So Firebat can definitely not complain about his hand here.
Yeah, I mean, Faramir decides here to go for Acolyte. He probably wants to get into like some AoE, you know, he wants to get Consecration, stuff like that, which he doesn't have in hand right now. So it makes sense for him to just go find answer for that. But we see Firebat's hand is really strong. Like, you have last mage against some master of battle. You know, you have there another like what's called the Tinkertown technician. There's another 4/4 body. You know, that kind of stuff. So there's a pretty strong hand from Firebat
Yeah,
right
and
now.
also
the low tab.
Loth securing the board once you established it. Very nice here for Firebat, and he's currently leading 2-0 in that series, and it might be another quick series here that we are about to see, but let's just stay in the game. All the pressure now. He goes to the face with his Snow Chugger, well, because the Infinite Freeze, you want to prevent those Lights Justices from the Masterful Battle. You want to prevent the True Silver Champion as well. And now, turn 4, he can go for the Goblin Blast Mage and does not even care about the Acolyte of Pain.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if I like this. I mean, Firebat could kind of expect Faramir not to have Consecration, because if he had Consecration, he would play it last turn, right? He would almost clear the board with it.
Yeah.
So I think he could have kind of expected non-Consecration. So this way he plays around Consecration, but I'm not sure if it's needed.
But
because, you know, the thing is, like, I guess he plays also again around True Silver if he goes face with the Chaga. But yeah.
The thing is, how do you trade into that Acolyte of Pain? You don't want your 4/4, you lose so much damage by not going for 4 damage to the face. The Snow Chugger, you want to set the freeze, the Mech Warper was down to 1 HP, so it was a bit uncomfortable here for Firebat.
And I really like this play. I really like the display what Faramir just for what Firebat just did. He just went like for less damage to face, but freeze the face. Like he knows the True Silver Champion could be a really big deal here.
The freeze is so important, and he always gets it. And he does not even care about a potential equality consecration coming in. And at this point, I understand that, because there's no other way. He's so committed to the board. He has to put on more pressure here.
Yeah, I mean. If there was an equality consecration, it wouldn't be played last turn because of the low tab, but the value would be still there, right? So I think it's the correct way to do this. And he goes for Rolling Blade just for 1 more damage and 8 damage to face. And this is pretty scary for Faramir. I mean, like, this can end up, if there's no consecration, which we see that there is not, this is the game.
Yeah, Faramir instantly concedes, and Firebat in a very quick series takes the 3-0 victory, so takes his revenge over Faramir, and he will be the one to advance to the next group stage.
Definitely. So from this group, it's Shaw and Firebat.
Yeah, Shaw in quite some style. He played very well. I don't know if you saw that, but
I haven't saw it. Yeah.
He played very well, and that's the group D, I guess, for today.
F, group F.
F or H? Well, it doesn't matter. You can see it in the title of the stream. You will see the group. So that's it with this group, and we will take a quick break and then deliver you another group with life coaches in there, and RDU, I guess, was in that group.
Yeah, I think it's a group of kind of dead. Yeah, there's a Masan Maverick,
as well. Maverick,
coach,
and the Druid, the qualifier. He qualified through the qualifier tournament for Take TV.
Oh, that's not RDU in it? Oh,
yeah,
it's
no,
RDU.
RDU.
Okay. So there's no Nihilum gonna be killing each other. That's good for them.
Exactly. And thank you, Alish, for casting that quick series with me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we will be back with the next group after the break.